this video contains time codes, so you can check the description so you can skip directly to any question that you want to. Now in this first question, we have a sports club owns a field PQRS, and that's that shape shown here in this diagram. It's in the shape of a quadrilateral. A quadrilateral means a four-sided shape. So you can clearly see this is a four-sided shape. Now we say that is a scale diagram, and 1 centimeter represents 10 meters in real life. So that means 1 centimeter on the diagram represents 10 meters in real life. Now the field is divided with a fence from P to the side RS. So that means there's a fence coming from this point P, and it's going to touch this side R to S. Now they're saying that each point on the fence is the same distance from PQ as PS. Now that would mean that we'll have to construct the bisector of this angle P, so that each distance from PQ will be same as the distance from P to S. So first we get our compass, and we place our compass point at the point P, and we open the compass to a distance that we are comfortable working with, and we make an arc to cut the arms of the angle of P. And where the arc cuts the arm of the angle P, you'll make an arc. And we place the compass point at the other point where the arc cuts the arm of the angle of P, and make another arc. And where those arcs intersect here, we'll draw a line straight from P to where those arcs intersect, and that will be our bisector. So this is our bisector, and this will also represent our fence. So our fence will come from P to this point where it touches the line RS. So now we'll darken that line. And this is our fence that they ask us to construct. Now part 2, we are asked to write down the length of the fence in meters. So first we'll measure the length of the fence. Now a point to note that this question must be done on the exam paper. So you'll have to print the past paper, at least the page with this question, and do this construction on that page. So I place this 0 at the point P on the ruler, and I'm getting the fence to be 8 centimeters. So 8 centimeters on the diagram. So the length of the fence on the diagram would be 8 centimeters. And our scale is 1 centimeter on the diagram to 10 meters in real life. So the actual distance would be 8 times 10 meters, which will give you 80 meters. In this question, we are asked to use a ruler, pencil, and a pair of compasses only. And we're going to construct a triangle NLM, in which LM is 12 centimeters. So we have the length of one side, and we have two angles here, a 30-degree angle and a 90-degree angle. Now always remember that the vertex of the angle is always at the letter in the middle. So the angle at point L would be 30 degrees, and the angle at M would be 90 degrees. So first thing, I'm going to draw the line segment LM, 12 centimeters. So first I'm going to start with a light line. I'll simply draw it long enough so that it covers 12 centimeters. Then I'll take my compass and open it out to 12 centimeters. Now I place my compass point at any point on the line where I'd like the line segment to start. And I make an arc to cut the line. And where the arc cuts the line, I place the compass point there. And make another arc to cut the line. And that will be my line segment. So now at the point L, we'll have the 30 degrees. So I'll come at this point here, L, and construct my 30-degree angle. So I place my compass point at L, and I make an arc to cut the line. And where the arc cuts the line, I place my compass point there. And I make another arc to cut that arc. And that will be our 60-degree angle. So now I'll draw a line straight through where those arcs intersect, and that will be my 60-degree angle. And now what I'll do is bisect that 60-degree angle to get a 30-degree angle. I'll draw a straight line through to where those arcs intersect, and that will be my 30-degree angle. Now at the endpoint M, I will construct my 90-degree angle. So I'll place my compass point at M and make an arc to cut the line. This point will be 60 degrees. This point will be 120 degrees. And now I'll bisect between the 60 degrees and the 120 degrees to get my 90-degree angle. And where those two lines intersect, that will be your point N. And this is your triangle here, L to M to N. This is your triangle. So now that we are satisfied with our drawing, we'll darken the final outline. In this question, we are asked to use a ruler, pencil, and a pair of compasses to construct the triangle ABC, such that AB is 8 centimeters. This is angle BAC, so we know that the vertex of the angle would be located at the letter in the middle. So the angle at A is 30 degrees. And then we have AC is equal to 10 centimeters. So here we have two sides and one angle. We can construct any line segment first. Since the line segment AB is written first, I will do that first. So AB 8 centimeters. So first I make a light line that will be more than 8 centimeters long. Then I'll open out my compass to 8 centimeters and construct the line segment AB being 8 centimeters. So now I have my line segment AB being 8 centimeters. So now at the endpoint A, I'll be constructing my 30 degrees because the vertex of the 30-degree angle is at A. So first I'll construct a 60-degree angle and then I'll bisect it to get 30 degrees. So this will be my 60-degree angle. Okay, and where those two arcs intersect here, I'll draw a line from A straight through, and that will be my 30-degree angle. Now I'll have to construct the line segment AC. So from the point A to the point somewhere along this line C is 10 centimeters. So I'll take my compass and open it out to 10 centimeters. I'll place my compass point at the point A and I'll make an arc to cut this line here. Now where that arc cuts the line, that will be point C. So point C will be here. So I'll draw a line from the endpoint B to the endpoint C, and that will be your triangle. Now that I'm happy with my drawing, I'll darken the outline of the triangle ABC. And that's your answer. In this question, we're going to be using a ruler, pencil, and a pair of compass to construct a square ABCD, with each side being 6 centimeters long. Then we're going to construct an extension to form a trapezium where the angle at B is going to be 120 degrees. And then we're going to measure and state the length of BQ. So first, let's start with constructing a square. I'll make a light line that's more than 6 centimeters long. And I'll open my compass out to 6 centimeters. Place the compass point at any point on the line to construct my first line segment, which will be AB 6 centimeters long. So that will be my line segment AB 6 centimeters long. Now I'm going to open out the compass to a distance that I'm comfortable with to start constructing a 90-degree angle at the endpoint A. And this is my 90-degree angle at A. Now we know a square has 4 equal sides, so each side is going to be 6 centimeters. So I'll take my ruler and I'll open my compass out to 6 centimeters. Then I'll place my compass point at A and make an arc. Cut this line. And that will give me a 6 centimeter line segment. Then where the arc cuts the line, I place my compass point there and make another arc. Then I'll place my compass point at the end point B and make an arc to intersect that arc. And now I have all the points needed to draw my square. So my endpoint C will be there, and my endpoint D will be where these two arcs intersect here. So now I'll just connect these points and form my square. Now in part 2, they want us to construct an extension of the drawing to form this trapezium DABQ so that the angle ABQ is equal to 120 degrees. Now we know the vertex of the angle is always at the letter in the middle, so the vertex of this 120 degree angle would be at B. So we'll come here at B, at this point, and construct a 120 degree angle. So I place my compass point at B and make an arc to cut the line. Where the arc cuts the line, I place the compass point there and make an arc, and that will be 60 degrees. And where those two arcs intersect, I place my compass point there and make another arc, and that will be my 120 degree angle. So I'll draw a line from B straight through where those arcs intersect. And where these two lines meet, that will be a point Q. Now that I'm happy with my construction, I will darken my final outline. Now the last part of the question is to measure and state the length of BQ. So it's from B to point Q. We have our ruler already lined up, 0 at B, and we've seen at Q we have 7 centimeters. So the line BQ would be 7 centimeters. In this question, we are using a ruler, a pencil, and a pair of compasses to construct the trapezium ABCD. We have the line segment AB being 8 centimeters, the angle BAD, so the angle at A is 60 degrees, the line segment AD is 6 centimeters. We also have the angle ABC being 90 degrees, so that's the angle at B is 90 degrees, and we have AB is parallel to CD. So first we'll start by drawing the line segment AB being 8 centimeters long. So first I'll start with a light line, and I'll draw it more than 8 centimeters long. Then I'll take my compass and open it out to 8 centimeters. I'll make an arc to cut the line. I'll make another arc to cut the line here, and that will be our line segment AB. Now I'll construct the angle BAD, so the angle at A is 60 degrees. So I'll open out my compass to a distance that I'm comfortable with, and I'll place the compass point at A because we want the vertex of the angle to be at the endpoint A. Now at this arc here, that will be our 60 degree angle. So I'll draw a line straight through to where those arcs intersect. So next we have the line segment AD is 6 centimeters long. That means from this endpoint A, 6 centimeters along this line will be the endpoint D. So we'll open out our compass to 6 centimeters. And we place the compass point at the point A, and we'll make an arc to cut the line. And this point here will be our endpoint D. Next we'll construct the angle ABC being 90 degrees. That means the angle at B is 90 degrees. So I open out my compass to a distance that I'm comfortable with. So I place the compass point at B, and I'll make an arc to cut the line. This point here will be our 60 degrees. This point will be our 120 degrees. And now we bisect between the 120 and the 60 to get 90. Now that we have our 90 degree angle at the endpoint B, we'll do this next part where AB is parallel to CD. Now this is A to B down here, and it's parallel from endpoint C to endpoint D. Now we already have the endpoint D here, and since CD is parallel to AB, it means CD is a straight line coming across to touch this line here. So to construct that parallel line, I'll have to place my compass point at the point D, and I'll open my compass out so that it will come down and touch this line. And what I want is for my compass to be able to make an arc that will touch the line AB. As long as I'm able to get that, I have the right distance on my compass. So now that I have that distance, I will take my compass and place the compass point on the line AB, and I'll make an arc. And then I'll place the compass point at another point on the line AB and make another arc. Now what I want to do is draw a line passing through D and also make a tangent to these two arcs in green. And where these two lines intersect here, that will be my endpoint C. Now that I'm happy with my drawing, I will darken the final outline. And that's your answer. In this question, we have to use a ruler, a pencil, and a pair of compasses to construct the triangle PQR, where we have PQ is 5 centimeters. We have the angle PQR is 60 degrees, so that means the angle at Q is 60 degrees. We have the angle QPR is 90 degrees, so the angle at P is 90 degrees. Then we have to measure and state the length of the line segment PR and measure the length of the angle PQR. So first we'll start with constructing the line segment PQ, 5 centimeters. So I'll open my compass out to 5 centimeters. So that will be our line segment PQ. Now we'll construct the angle PQR being 60 degrees. So that means the angle at the endpoint Q would be 60 degrees. So we'll come here at Q and construct 60 degrees. So I place my compass point at Q because I want the vertex of the 60 degree angle to be at Q. And I make an arc to cut the line. And that will be my 60 degree angle at the endpoint Q. Now we'll construct the angle QPR. So the letter in the middle is P. That means the vertex of this 90 degree angle is at P. Therefore we place the compass point at P because that's where we want the vertex of the 90 degree angle to be. So we'll make an arc to cut the line. This will be our 60 degree point. This will be our 120 degree point. Now we bisect between the 60 degree angle and the 120 degree angle to get 90 degrees. And that will be our 90 degree angle constructed at the endpoint P. So where these two lines meet up here, that will be the endpoint R. Now that I'm happy with my shape, I'll darken the outline. So this is my triangle PQR. Now I'll measure and state the length of the side PR. So I have the 0 at the endpoint R, and I'm seeing that 8.5 is at the endpoint P. So the distance from R to P is 8.5 centimeters. Next, we're going to use our protractor to measure the size of the angle PRQ. So R is the letter in the middle. That means the vertex of the angle is at R. So that's this angle here. P to R to Q. This angle here. So I have the vertex of the angle R at the center of the protractor. And this line that runs here lines up with the 0 on the outside scale of the protractor. So I'll be using the outside scale to measure the angle. So if we start at 0 here, we go all the way around to 30 degrees here. So angle P to R to Q is 30 degrees. In this question, we have to draw a parallelogram ABCD. Now they gave you a diagram to illustrate what they want. So we're seeing that we have a 60-degree angle here. Side AD is 6 centimeters and side AB is 8 centimeters. And of course that information is given here as well. So first I'll start with the line segment AB being 8 centimeters long. So I'll draw a light line that's more than 8 centimeters long, and I'll open my compass out to 8 centimeters to construct that line segment. And that will be my line segment AB, 8 centimeters. Next, I will construct angle DAB being 60 degrees. So I look at the letter in the middle, which is A, so the angle at A is 60 degrees. So I'll place my compass point at A and make an arc to cut the line because I want the vertex of a 60-degree angle to be at A. And where these arcs intersect would be my 60-degree angle. So I'll draw a line from A straight through to where those arcs intersect. Then we have the line segment A to D is 6 centimeters. That means from this endpoint A, 6 centimeters along this line would be the endpoint D. So I'll open my compass out to 6 centimeters. I'll place my compass point at A with my compass open out to 6 centimeters and make an arc to cut this line. Where this arc cuts this line, that will be our endpoint D. Now a parallelogram has parallel sides. So this line segment AB has the same length of this line segment D to C, and they are parallel. And this line segment AD has the same length as this line segment BC. So since BC has the same length of AD, we'll place the compass point at B, open out to 6 centimeters and make an arc. I place my compass point at B, so open out to 6 centimeters and I make an arc. Now since the line segment D to C is 8 centimeters, I'll open my compass out to 8 centimeters. Then I'll place my compass point at D and make an arc. And where these two arcs intersect, that will be my endpoint C. Now I'll draw straight lines to connect these points and form my parallelogram. Now that I'm satisfied with my drawing, I'll darken the outline. And that's your answer. So in this question, we're going to use our ruler, pencil, and pair of compasses to construct the triangle ABC, where the line segment BC is 10 centimeters, line segment AB is 6 centimeters, and the line segment AC is 8 centimeters. Then we're going to measure and state the size of the angle ABC, and then we're going to form a quadrilateral CABD such that CD is equal to CA and BD is equal to BA. So first we'll start with drawing the triangle ABC. Since you are given all three sides, you can start with any line segment you want to. Since BC comes first, I'll start with BC 10 centimeters first. So I'll draw a light line that's longer than 10 centimeters. Then I'll open my compass out to 10 centimeters. And that will be my line segment BC. Since the line segment AB is 6 centimeters, I'll open my compass out to 6 centimeters, and I'll place the compass point at B and make an arc. And since the line segment AC is 8 centimeters, I'll open my compass out to 8 centimeters, place my compass point at the endpoint C, and make an arc to intersect this arc. Now where these two arcs intersect, that will be my endpoint A. So now that I have all 3 points for my triangle, I'll draw straight lines to connect B to A and A to C. Now they want us to measure and state the size of the angle ABC. So the letter in the middle is B, so that's where the vertex of the angle is going to be. So I place the center of the protractor at the endpoint B, and this line segment lines up with the 0 on the outside scale, so we'll be using the outside scale to measure the angle. So the angle ABC, you can see it's more than 50 degrees, but less than 55. So I'll just get a magnifying glass look at this. So we can see the angle is 53 degrees. So the angle ABC is 53 degrees. Now we have to complete the diagram to show a quadrilateral CABD such that CD is equal to CA and BD is equal to BA. So we have this extra endpoint D that we have to place somewhere. So we'll have C to somewhere D is the same as CA, and B to some point D will be same length as BA. So D will be somewhere down here. Now since CD is equal to CA and CA is the same as AC, AC is 8 centimeters. I've opened my compass out to 8 centimeters, and I'll place the compass point at the endpoint C and make an arc. And since we have B to D is the same as BA, and BA is the same as AB, AB is 6 centimeters, that means BA is 6 centimeters, so B to D is 6 centimeters. So I have my compass opened out to 6 centimeters, and I'll place my compass point at the endpoint B and make an arc to intersect this arc here. And where these two arcs intersect, that will be the endpoint D. Now that I have all the points for my quadrilateral, I'll draw the line segment C to D and B to D to complete the quadrilateral. Now that I'm satisfied with my final shape, I will darken the outline. And that's your answer. In this question, we're going to use a ruler, a pencil, and a pair of compasses to construct the triangle PQR, in which we have PQ is equal to 8 centimeters, PR is equal to 6 centimeters, and the angle at P is 60 degrees. Then we're going to construct a line segment RX, which is perpendicular to PQ and meets PQ at the point X. Then we're going to measure and state the size of the angle QRX. So first I'll start by constructing the triangle PQR, and we'll construct the line segment PQ equal to 8 centimeters first. So first I draw a light line that will be more than 8 centimeters long. Then I'll open my compass out to 8 centimeters. And that will be my line segment PQ. Now seeing that the line segment PR is equal to 6 centimeters, I'll open my compass out to 6 centimeters, place the compass point at P and make an arc. Then I'm going to construct a 60-degree angle at the endpoint P. So now I'll adjust the distance on the compass to something comfortable to work with. I'll place the compass point at P because that's where I want the vertex of the 60-degree angle to be. And I make an arc to cut the line. Where the arc cuts the line, I place the compass point there and make another arc to cut that arc. And that will be my 60-degree angle. So I'll draw a line from the endpoint P straight through to where those arcs intersect. Now where this arc up here intersects this line, that will be the endpoint R. So now all I have to do is draw a straight line from Q to R to complete the triangle. So now we're going to construct the line segment RX, which is perpendicular to PQ and meets PQ at X. So what we want is a perpendicular line coming down from R that will touch PQ at the point X. So I'm going to place my compass point at R and open out my compass so that it passes the line PQ. And I'm going to make an arc to intersect the line PQ. Now where the arc intersects the line here, I'll place the compass point and I'll make an arc like this. And the other point where the arc intersects the line, I'll place the compass point there and make another arc like this. Because of the length I used on my compass, I got the intersection of the two arcs at R. Now if the distance was shorter or longer, it would not have lined up directly on R like this, but it would have been in line with R. So now what I'll do is draw a straight line through to where these arcs in green intersect here and down here, and that will be my line that's perpendicular to PQ. And where this line intersects PQ here, that will be our endpoint X. Now that I'm happy with my drawing, I will darken the outline. Next, we have to measure and state the size of the angle QRX. So the letter in the middle is R. That means the vertex of the angle is at R. Now, when we look at R, we are seeing that we have two angles at R. So you need to look at the end letters, Q and X. So Q to R to X. So that's this angle right in here we're talking about. So we have the center of the protractor, the vertex R. And this arm of the angle lines up with the 0 on the outside scale. So we'll be counting using the outside scale. So we can clearly see we have about 44 degrees. So angle QRX is equal to 44 degrees. And that's your answer.